course, Dr. Kingsley wants to make sure that Sarasota is #1 in mathematics. So that's what we ended up calling the grant, which is exciting because it's something to strive for. We were currently, I think, #3 and want to be #1. So what could we possibly do to get everybody on board and to really get people to think more intentionally about what they do when they teach mathematics?
I'll do 1 times 24, 24 times 1.
I'll do 3 times 8.
Can you do
And then 8 times 3.
8 times 3?
And we'll do 4 times 6 and 6 times 4.
I'm doing 4 times 6, right?
Yeah.
But if you did 3, then you should have your 8s.
You're right. So now I have to go back and change that so I can actually do 3s. Thanks for pointing that out.
Well, for me, it's
2 rows of 12
for me, it's 24 rows of 1.
For her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we set out to think what would be the best way to do it, and we came up with the plan similar to what they do in Japan called lesson study, where teachers come together in a training that I would provide and learn about the mathematics they're teaching, as well as work with each other, collaborating and talking about ideas that work and don't work. And then they would come together and they would plan a lesson, they would develop a lesson and try it out. Other teachers would be invited into the classroom to see how learning takes place in their classrooms, and we get together and we talk about it and we think about effective things we saw, and we're looking very closely at what actually is going on in the students' minds. So we're doing what we call upside down teaching, which is a backwards way of thinking of what we actually learned in college. It's you do, presenting the students with a problem that they have to think about and grapple with.
All right, our number of the day is 12.
We do. The students then get together and talk about the different things they did and the different strategies they used and the different ideas they came up with.
Equals 2, 4. Okay, do you want me to do like a little box for the thing? No. Yeah, sure. Okay, now let me complete my number lines, please. 20. 20? No, it's 12. Oh yeah, it's 20, it's 20. Okay, so 1, 2. Yeah, this is at a circus. Crazy though. You have a crazy circus.
Then it's the teacher that finally comes in and makes those connections.
Thinking box.
I like that thinking box. It's a lovely thinking box.
And we did right here, 5 equals 4, and that's how we found 4 will be red.
And that's when they take all the strategies that the different students thought about and put them together so that everyone has a better sense of understanding. So a teacher can actually walk out of the classroom that very day and say, I know exactly where my students are based on what I wanted to get across in the task that I provided them. We're actually training the teachers to be able to recognize that it is the opportunities they create for their students that is what's going to make the difference in the students' level of understanding. So when they get together and they collaborate and they talk about ideas and tasks and prepare those ahead of time as a team that collaborate together, and then again talk about it at the end, well, how did your children respond to this task? How did your children respond? And literally get together to talk about the different ways their children grappled with the information. We learn more about where our children's level of understanding are. So our real goal is to get the teachers to work together.
Well, Natalie gave her students the freedom to look at 3 numbers and asked from the beginning, how are these numbers related? What is the relationship between these 3 numbers? And then gave them strategies through either the coaster or whatever the children would like to come up with.
It's been really exciting for me to watch the way we are reconsidering professional development across the district. I see it with the teachers, of course, in this grant, where teachers understand that we have relationships in this district that allow us to trust each other, allow us to hold on to each other as we're learning together, as we're perfecting our craft, as we are continuously improving. And in the end, our children are the winners.